Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to review the Castle Arts Harmonious collection of colored pencils. I was watching someone's channel, I was flipping through. It's not someone I normally watch, so I can't remember who it is, but they were so persuasive. And it wasn't like they were trying to get you to buy the pencils. I just think it was the way she was describing them made me extremely curious, and it was an impulse buy. This is after I kind of explained that I don't normally buy budget pencils anymore. I find that typically I have to press really hard to get a good amount of pigment to come out of it. And that makes my coloring less enjoyable. I'm not saying that this is the case. I haven't tried these pencils yet. So, I'm not really too sure how it's going to go. But it is a beautiful tin. Tin is hinged, which I really, really like. I don't know why I do, but this kind of works for me. It closes nicely when all of these inserts that I never read came in. Then it makes it kind of like it won't stay closed. It keeps popping open. But once you remove these items, it's great. It closes really nicely. So just a visceral reaction. I did open it already. I looked at the three different trays just to see what the colors are, and I haven't tried them, but I'm not too sure I fully understand what the difference is between this set and, let's say, a pastel set. This doesn't seem to have all of the colors, like a larger range, like from yellow to orange to red, and so on, that you normally get in pencils. This seems to be a definite curated color palette, but I'm not sure I really fully see the difference between a pastel set and this Harmonious set. I might be able to do just as well with my pastel set. From what I understand, these are supposed to be unique colors that you don't often get in other sets. This is not a set by itself. It's supposed to be an add-on to other sets you own. So I understand that this is not a standalone set, but I'm still back to, could my pastels have done mostly the same job? Even though this is supposed to have some really unique colors in it, and we'll see when we start swatching it out if I agree with that. Looking at, the tin has just the color palette on it. I'm not sure. From this, I don't think this is a fair comparison because this might not be the actual colors of the pencils, but I've seen these colors before, or some of them. Others look more unique, but from this printed color swatch, okay, maybe some of them are extremely unique, but we're going to start swatching them out, and we'll see what my thoughts are, what my visceral reaction is. And at the end, I will do some pros and cons, and then let you know whether, for me, this set works and why. This way, it gives you a little bit of information to see if it's something that you would like to order or not. So let's get started. I'm going to begin the swatching. It comes with a swatch chart. I also am going to use my Mina cardstock as a second one. I want to see how these pencils perform on the paper that I use for my PDFs. The swatch that they have is extremely smooth, so I will be using the rougher side of the Nina cardstock to see how it performs on papers and books that have a little bit more texture than a really smooth book. A smooth book would be something like R.J. Hampson's, paper, and then something with a little bit more texture, maybe Wildflower Folk. Yeah, I'm not really too sure right at the moment which other books, but you know what I mean. Papers that have like a little bit more tooth on them for the pencil to grab on. So I'm going to be doing both of those. If I decide that the video is getting too long, I'm going to probably cut out the swatching of the Neenah cardstock, but I'll still leave it on screen so you could kind of see if there's a color difference between the two papers. So let's get started. And this is really more about swatching. I love to watch swatching videos, so I don't know if anyone else is like me is going to watch this, but I enjoy watching people's reactions to the colors, the feel of the pencil, and I like a more visceral reaction. So I like to watch swatching. I have no idea why. So the first pencil I have here is Cornforth White. And it is what I would call a grayish, kind of like a gray beige color. It's really light. Even with 2 passes, I'm still barely able to see it. I actually am seeing it more on the rougher side of the Neenah cardstock. I don't have to work as hard to get some saturation of color. This might be nice if you want to put in some light shadows on like a white daisy kind of thing, like a white item. The next one is Ammonite. Also what I would call a grayish, a gray beige. And without a doubt, they do like a little bit of texture, as most pencils do. I think that's a more useful color for me. The next color is Mulberry Mist. And this is what I would call like a really pale lavender white. Like this is white with like a little bit of purple in it. I'm trying to get a gradation here going, but the colors are so light, it's hard to get a... Yeah, these pencils are hard. Maybe not as hard as a polychromos, but it's not a soft pencil. But I'm used to my Prismacolor, so I'm used to an extremely soft pencil. This is Wheatgrass. And this is a really light peach. Okay, this is the first color that I think is very pretty. The other ones are all right, but not, maybe they're just too light for me. But I like Wheatgrass. That's a pretty peach color. Yeah, I like that. That could be a skin tone, a really light skin tone. This is called Calamine. And this is just a pale pink. I'm not sure how this is differing, like what's harmonious about it. Like how is this differing from any other pastel set that I have so far? You know, it's definitely an odd color family, you know, because it doesn't have like what I would say every color under the rainbow. But it's hard to tell because the barrels may not be reflective of the color. So far, honestly, the barrels are doing a pretty good job at telling you what's inside the pencil. you know, it's pretty close. The next color is Pavilion Gray. To me, this is like a lavender gray. I think Prismacolor has a pencil. I don't use it often that's like this. Spring Heather is the next color. And it's another pinky purple color. This could be a natural lip color, I guess. So I could use this in a face, in a portrait. The next color is Pumice. I'm having a little trouble getting any saturation out of this. I am pressing pretty hard, actually really hard now, and I'm still not getting that much pigment out. Yeah, on the really smooth one, this is awful. Next I have Dove Gray. This is a pretty color gray. And definitely easier than the Pumice to get some color on this really smooth paper. This is Gossamer. This one also comes up nicely on the smooth paper as well. Now I have French Gray. And it does look like the French Gray in Prismacolor. Next we have Driftwood. I think we're still in the warm grays. And this is the most saturated color so far. I didn't have to work very hard to get that. I have Moss Gray. Next color is Stone Gray. This looks like French Gray from Prismacolor, or one of the French Grays from Prismacolor. Beaver Gray. I won't make any jokes, although it's hard. Just saying. Visceral reaction. There is a difference between this color and this color, but not much. There is a difference between these two colors, but not that much. I'm not sure, depending on what the rest of the colors look like, whether I really would have needed both of these. These two and these two. This is Vintage Grape. I like this color. This is a nice color. And really well named. It looks like a hint of grape soda kind of look. This to me is more unique than some of the other colors. because I think the person I was watching said something along the lines like these are supposed to be colors that you wouldn't get in any other set. I'm not so sure yet. I mean, certainly this color. I think it's porpoise. The next color is black olive. It's gray with maybe a little bit of green in it. Yeah, I think this is a more unique color. Next color is moonstone. Next color is oak. Oh, this is a lovely brown. That's a pretty color. This will be really useful. It's like a reddish brown, but different from the red brown in like Prismacolor. I mean, I'm gonna keep mentioning Prismacolor because I know those colors the best. I don't know if there's a color like this in Polychromos. I have them, but I don't use them so often that I have them memorized. The next color is mocha. Another pretty brown in the reddish brown family, or pinkish brown. You know, some of these colors are reminding me of watercolor. Like this looks like a caput mortuum or mortuum in watercolor. So that's the pinky red or pinky brown that I'm used to there. The next color is cocoa. This to me looks like a neutral brown. Up next is dark chocolate. Also a fairly neutral brown. Maybe starting to get more in the orange, maybe. And that is the first tray. So the second tray looks like we're going to continue with the purple browns, purples, and we're getting into some blues. The first color is sweet lilac. Ooh, ooh, this is pretty. Not a lot of saturation in the pencil though. Yeah, it's lightly pigmented. Yeah, because I'm pressing quite hard. But that is a gorgeous color. The next color is purple dusk. Oh, so pretty. Next up, we have wild berry. Now, this is a muted pink. Next color is dusty lavender. Okay. Next one is purple rose. This is dark pearl. I do not like this color. Yeah, I don't find it very pretty at all. Yeah, it's too muted a color, I don't know. Next color is Flint. This is pretty. I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Brassica? I don't know what this name is. It's a purple. There's a lot of purples. If you like muted purples, this is a good set for you. Up next is Mink. Also, not a lot of saturation in this color. It's extremely light. I'm pressing quite hard to get any pigment down at all. Next I have Nightshade. This is a pretty purple. Antique Violet. This is lovely and really nicely saturated. Color is coming out nicely. It's coming down on the paper well, even in this really smooth paper. Next up, I have Eggplant. And another pencil that is really doing well, even on this very smooth paper. I hope you can see the transition of color. I'm trying my hardest to make a fairly smooth blend, but this is Deep Aegean. It's a beautiful color. I think what's throwing me off is we're going from like reddish purples to bluer purples, back to a brown purple, a blue purple, a red purple. I think this is a red purple. Now more to the blues again. So I think I would have liked it where I could see, you know, how the color blends, like what a nice blend would be, like getting all the blue purples together and all the red purples together. So I think that's throwing me a little bit. Dark iris. So I think I would reconfigure these, put it in my own order. Like now that they're swatched out, I can see better what order I would like these pencils in. Dark iris is really pretty. This is Harbor Blue. And this is Inky Blue. These blues look purple to me. They do not look blue. They look like violets, like violet color. So I haven't gotten to a blue yet. That's lovely though. This is Blueberry. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, Blueberry's pretty. I have not gotten a scratchy pencil yet. This feels harder than the others, but it's not scratchy. Next up, I have Topaz. Okay, this is the first blue to me. Does anyone know, is this like a phthalo blue? feel like I know this color. Next up, I have Night Blue. Next up, we have Ocean Sapphire. Well, that's an interesting color. Next up, Gentian Blue? Gentian Blue? Oh, I think I have a pencil out of order. Yeah, okay. That was out of order. This is Petrol Blue. This one has the same tone, I think is the word, as this Ocean Sapphire, but this is a prettier color to me. It's a little less muted. Now I have this Gentian Blue. Very pretty. And last for tray number 2 is Forget Me Not. This is a very light lavender. I'm pressing very hard. Very hard. There we go. Got a little bit of color. If you press hard, it's a pretty color, but you do have to press hard, at least on smooth paper. Now, this is the final tray. It looks like we're going from blues to greens, maybe a little blue back. This looks like a beige, but we're going more in the green. And then we're back to these, this is more plum, I guess, colors. First up, we have Mosaic Blue. This has more of an aqua tone to it, but it's really hard to get color out. It's a very light color. But it is beautiful. Even where I'm pressing very lightly, or not very lightly, I'm pressing lighter, it's still a lovely color. I mean, that's a really pretty light blue with, like, what I would say to me is a little bit of green in it. And that's why I think more of an aqua. Next up, I have Duck Egg. Just like the name of that. This is another pencil that is very light. But that is a pretty color as well. This is Cumulus. To me, I'm back in the purple here a little bit. Up next is Aloe Green. This is really light. I'm pressing very hard and I'm struggling to get any pigment out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This color is awful. Sorry, but for me, I can't work like that. That would hurt in no time. That I was pressing really hard for that one. That actually did hurt. And I don't have bad hand problems. This is Pale Apple. doesn't remind me of an apple at all, but it's pretty. This is Seafoam Green. This is pretty too. But again, now I'm pushing. Now I'm pressing really hard on this pencil. This is a nice blend, these three. And I wish they had done this throughout the whole thing. Look to see which would go well together, like this, and maybe something up on the top, or this is Moss. Well, I think I'm out of, okay, Mellow Sage. Next should be Moss. Yep. Okay, this is a low pigment color. I'm pressing very hard. This is actually hurting my fingers. We're going back to blue here. This is Olive Gray. Oh, this is a pretty color though. That's a beautiful gray. Next up, we have Cirrus. Next up, I have Ash. Now we have Pebble. I like this color. This is a very muted light blue. This reminds me of a stormy sky. I have Pewter. Wild Thyme. We're back to the green gray. Next we have Pine Green. That's pretty. It is a nice muted green. I think this would be really useful in landscapes. Next I have Storm Gray. This is Bayberry. This is bright for this palette. This is a much brighter green than I expected. Do I have a Seaweed? Oh, Seaweed, got it. This is Seaweed. Also pretty. Next up we have Wisteria. So we're back to purple. This is Sour Berry. Next up, we have Plum. Okay, I'm starting to struggle again to get color down on the paper. I'm pressing very hard. We're almost done, guys. Hang in there. This is Beetroot. Next up, I have Amaretto. I don't know what color this is, guys. I'm trying to think of how to describe this color. A dusty rose, maybe? But a little bit more brown than a dusty rose. This is a very unique color. I don't think I've seen this before. Yeah, it's more brown than a dusty rose, but kind of in that family. And this is Rosy Stone. This is the last one. This could be a flesh tone. Okay, so that's everything. This is the set in the color swatch they gave, and this is on the Mina cardstock. So overall, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that my hand is killing me, and I don't normally have hand problems. I don't have it with polychromos. I don't have it with my Brute Funa Square. I definitely wouldn't have it in my Prismacolors. So my hand is hurting quite a bit, most especially in this area. When we get to the greenish grays, like starting with the moss, this olive gray, Cirrus, ash, pebble, this hurt. I was pressing, and I mean really, really pressing. So if you have hand problems, this may not be the set for you. It is definitely a layering pencil, but to me, not layering the same way as a polychromos. If I layer a polychromos, I'm going to get heavy saturation. With some of these colors, I could layer and layer and layer and layer and press and press and press, and I don't think I'm getting much saturation in this moss, let's say. I was pressing very, very heavy, and I got barely any color out. So even though I would recommend this as a layering pencil and that you just layer and be patient, you're not going to get the same saturation as a polychromos. Obviously, there's a huge, difference in price, but guys, there are some very pretty colors here. The positives are you definitely get some unique colors that you're not getting in any other set. They definitely plan this out pretty nicely with giving you a color family so that you could work in let's say in many of these, a light, a medium, and a dark. Not always. Here you have a light and a darker peach, so you have at least kind of like two. But then there are these standalone colors that I don't know what it goes with, like this Pavilion Gray. Maybe if I brought it down here to the Rosy Stone, like if you see these two, and maybe this color, Rosy Stone, maybe it matches, it'd be a nice transition. But there are some colors that I'm not too sure where it falls. But overall, they named it nicely. It is harmonious. They are all muted colors, or muted for their family. This is not as muted, but it is more muted than a grass green. They do look like they have a nice blend. So those are the positives. The negative I already mentioned, which is my hand is hurting. There are a lot of purples, a lot. For me, I don't use that many purple. So overall, guys, I'm sorry. This is a regret buy for me. It was only like $35, so I don't feel that awful, but I'm gonna probably gift this to someone. I don't think I will use it. Like I said, there are a few colors that I really, really like here, but I don't think they're enough for me to want to keep the set. So this is a regret buy, guys. And like I said, these were very, very hard to get color out of. They're lovely colors, just not worth the struggle for me. So guys, regret buy. I wish I could have said something nicer about it, but yeah, it's a gift. Well, thank you so much for watching, especially if you hung out this long. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and I would love to see you again. So if you could hit that subscribe button, that would really help my channel. But I hope to see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and everyone have a great day. All right, bye.